My phone's on like 40%, my laptop's on 40%. I myself basically am at 40%. Hello, beautiful friends and book lovers. I hope that you're all doing well. If you're new here, my name is Heather, and here at Heather's Book Review, as you can take a quick peek behind me, I primarily like to read mysteries and thrillers, but I will read just about anything. Today, I'm making a combined video of my October wrap-up, the books I got to, and then my November hopefuls and like confirmed November reads, because in the month of October, 1, 2, 3, 4, I only finished 4 books, which was typically the route that I was on. It's not atypical, okay? Like most of my wrap-ups, I have an entire playlist, which I will link up here for you guys. I've averaged anywhere from like 4 to 6 books. But if you watched my September wrap up, I had like, or maybe did I do an entire like October? I don't even know. In one of my videos, I had said that I had a ton of books that I was planning on reading for October. But you know what? Sometimes we just set the bar too high. I'm a mom, I'm a teacher, and I'm in grad school. And to top that off, it's my last grad school class. So like the workload is extreme. So I just didn't get to finish all of the books that I wanted to in October, and that is okay. I'm definitely not someone that like beats myself up about it. I learned that really quickly while being a part of Bookstagram and BookTube here. It was like, you know what? It's not a race who can finish the most books. You don't need to beat yourself up about it. So I just want to let you guys know that I'm talking about my November books as well, because I did not get to as many reads as I was hoping to in October. So the first part of this video is going to be my confirmed November reads, along with just basically the rest of the books I want to finish in 2022, because I have vowed to not buy another book in 2022. The only other book I'm going to be receiving this year is the whatever the book of the month choice is for December. So I was hesitant to start filming this today because I have this much left in Final Girls. This much. So like about a fourth. And I was like, you know what, Heather, just wait to film the video. Like you're so close to being done. And I'm like, you know what? No, like this is a time for me to film. All Illinois public schools are closed today for voting. So it is a time where I can get this video done. So this is a for sure confirmed November finish, because I'm almost done with it and I'm hoping to finish it like before the weekend even starts. Another confirmed for sure November read, and a very happy publication date, is Secluded Cabin Sleeps 6 by Lisa Unger. This book comes out today. I'm filming this on November 8th. So this book I reached out to the publisher for, because this, if you're not new here, you know this is my vibe. So I'm going to go ahead and just read a quick synopsis of this book. It says, a chilling, locked room thriller about 3 couples who run a luxury cabin in the woods and a weekend getaway to die for. What could be more restful than a weekend in nature with family and friends? Hannah's generous tech mogul brother found the listing for the gorgeous vacation house online. It's his birthday gift to her and includes their spouses and another couple. The 6 friends need this trip with good food and good company, far from the chatter and pressures of modern life. But the dreamy weekend is about to turn into a nightmare. A deadly storm is brewing. The rental host seems just a little too present. The personal chef reveals that their beautiful house has a spine-tingling history, and the friends have their own complicated past, with secrets that run blood deep. How well does Hannah know her brother or her own husband? Can she trust her best friend? And who is the new boyfriend crashing their party? Meanwhile, someone is determined to ruin the weekend, looking to exact a payback for deeds long buried. Who is the stranger among them? So I am starting this right after I finish Final Girls. So these will for sure be in my November wrap up. And those are like my for sure 2 confirmed reads, but I have a ton of book of the month books here that I haven't even touched that I feel like have just been accumulating over the last few months. If you're unfamiliar with book of the month, big celebration, because I guess if you live in Canada, you can now get book of the month, which one of you lovely subscribers told me in my most recent video. So like holla freaking luya, because that has been like, I can't tell you how many comments I've gotten saying like, oh my gosh, this sounds great, but like I wish book of the month was in Canada. Apparently you can get it now, my Canadian friends. So if you're interested, I will leave my referral link in the description box below, or if you go through me, your first month is $5, and then I also get a free book, which is amazing. But yeah, it is a book buying subscription where for $14.99 you get to choose one hardcover book. So all of these books behind me with the little book of the month logo here, there's some up top too, but you know, the camera doesn't reach up there. But you get a book, and then you can choose another one of their books for $10. So you can get up to 3 books. So I always tell people it's like getting 3 hardcover books, if you even want to get that much, for a little over $30, right? Because they're like $10 on average. So, and they send you a cute little bookmark. So I just opened my last 2 boxes, my November and my October box today on November 8th. That's how like crazy life has been. So my cute little book of the month bookmarks. This one says, if you were a book, you'd be a classic. And this one says, I put my shelf first. Love this one. Out of those, that's my favorite. And I actually collect all of mine because I think they're really great. So overall, my book of the month boxes, oops, not this one, but that was a PR for The Perfect Daughter. Freaking loved that book. I have a review for that. I'll link it up here. But yeah, these are all the bookmarks that I have collected from book of the month. I think that's so awesome that they send these. Anyway, so I have 3 books that I just want to show from book of the month that I have picked with my token and your monthly token that I was telling you guys about. And then we're going to get into the books that I read for October. I'm so bummed. I'm so bummed I didn't get to this in October, but you know what? That's okay. The Kiss Curse. This is the sequel to The X-Hex, which, let me find it. I read The X-Hex by Erin Sterling last October. So when I saw that The Kiss Curse, the sequel, just revolving around this cute couple, she's a witch, he's a warlock, I think that's how it is. Yeah. It was just, I remember like loving it. It wasn't an all-time favorite, but it was like super freaking cute to the point where like if book of the month was promoting this book, like they did have it as an option, I knew I was going to get it. So I got The Kiss Curse, just a cute little like sequel. It says here too, love stories. Sometimes book of the month will like put like for a lot of their thrillers, they do like thrills and chills. So, which is cute. But yeah, I got The Kiss Curse. Again, not sure if I'm going to commit to reading this in November. But my goal is to just read like my entire TBR shelf like through the rest of the year. So I don't have a massive TBR shelf like a lot of people. I try to read through them quickly because it stresses me out once they accumulate. So I got a good, I don't know, anywhere from like 10 to 15 books on it though. So like it's big, but it's not like hundreds of books big. The Family Life by Catherine Stedman. I'm obsessed with this cover. I just love the color scheme going on here. This is definitely a thriller. I'll go ahead and read the synopsis here for you. It says, a rich eccentric family, a time-honored tradition, a lethal game of survival. One woman is about to find out if she has what it takes to join her husband's family in this riveting must-read thriller from the author of Something in the Water, Mr. Nobody, and The Disappearing Act. The rules are listen carefully, do your research, trust no one, and run hard for your life. And then I'm going to pause there because like sometimes it spoils it a lot. I read this, but I'm not reading this. And that's just like a personal preference. I don't want to go into the book knowing absolutely everything. But that is just a little snippet of this. It sounds like kind of crazy. What's going on? I don't know. But I saw somewhere on Bookstagram, this has like a snowy setting. So I think this would be a really good like December thriller to read. And then my November pick was Claire McIntosh's The Last Party, where it says, at midnight, one of them is dead. By morning, all of them are suspects. And then at the back, it says, it's the party to end all parties, but not everyone is here to celebrate. This is a thick book. I told you guys I opened both of these boxes today. Yeah, it's almost 400 pages. So I'll read a little bit of the snippet. It says, on New Year's Eve, Reese Lloyd has a house full of guests. His vacation homes, plural, on Mirror Lake are a success, and he's generously invited the village to drink champagne with their wealthy neighbors. But by midnight, Reese will be floating dead in the freezing waters of the lake. On New Year's Day, oh gosh, this is so bad. Fionn, I'm so sorry. Again, this is the first time I'm looking. It's Ffion, Fionn. Morgan has a village full of suspects. The tiny community is her home, and so the suspects are her neighbors, friends, and family, and Fionn has her own secrets to protect. There's a little bit more text there, but definitely, I mean, let's be real, it's a murder mystery. So I chose this, and then I didn't choose an add-on for November because I was like, holy freaking cow, Heather, like you already have so many books that you know, the goal is to finish by the end of the year. So these books here are books that I'm hoping to get through in 2022. So again, if book of the month sounds interesting to you, I would love if you could use my referral link, because then I would also get a free book, which is great. All right, now we are getting to the portion of the video where I tell you guys about the books that I read in October. So I don't know where this book is. I already filmed an entire review and read with me for it, which I'll put up here. It's called The Book of Accidents by Chuck Wendig. Again, not sure where that is, but I liked it. I categorize it myself as a science fiction horror, science fiction like thriller. If I was doing a star rating, it would be like a 3.75, rounded up to 4. On my rating scale here, I am giving it an enjoyable read. If you're unaware, this book has like a massive cult following. I shouldn't say that. This book is really, really, really like loved and hyped up in the book community. So whenever that happens, I have high hopes, right? I just do. I have high hopes. It was good. It was way too freaking long, way too long, like 500 pages long. But overall, I enjoyed my experience with it. I don't read a whole ton of sci-fi. I don't read a whole ton of horror. So I was really excited to just like dive into this book in October, and it did for the most part like fulfill those cravings I had for like a spooky horror novel. I would recommend reading it so you could see what the hype is about, but like, am I telling you to go buy this book right now? No, not really. All of the books I will mention though are linked in the description box for you guys if you are interested, or if any of them sound like you want to read them. But the next book it's just a horror novel. Like, it's not anything else. Like, that is the genre. And that is The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. I had asked you guys in a previous video to help me pick my first Darcy Coates novel, because I have become aware that she is one of the queens of horror. And this definitely satisfied my cravings for just a spooky, like, look at that cover. Just a spooky read. It says, there's something wrong with Ashburn House. Everyone knows about Ashburn House. They whisper that its old owner went mad and restless. Ghosts still walk the halls, but when Adrian, desperate and in need of a place to stay, inherits the crumbling old mansion, she only sees it as a lifeline until darkness falls. And then that's only like the first little snippet there. It's really good. I gave this a 4 stars, and I ended up on my rating scale giving it an enjoyable read. If you're a thriller lover like me and you don't read a whole ton of horror, but you're willing to jump into it, or like you want to just give it a try, I think this would be like a good horror novel for you. I don't have a whole ton to compare it to because I don't read horror. So I thought for what it was, like, it was pretty freaking good. I was scared. I loved it. Who doesn't love a haunted house setting? Like, it's good, right? Like, it just sucks you in. So yeah, I would check this one out if you're interested and want to switch it up a little bit, read another horror, or read a horror book, I should say. The next book I read was courtesy of Macmillan Publishing, and that is The Prisoner by B.a Paris. I should actually do a quick let me do a quick Google search on when that book comes out. I don't even know if it's out yet. Okay, looks like it just came out on November 1st. B.a Paris, first off, I'm grateful that I was granted this to listen to. Thank you, Macmillan. I was really hesitant because the first book I ever read by this author was Behind Closed Doors, and that novel is insane. Like, it's insane. Then I read The Dilemma, which I know I have a video for because for some reason I can just picture my disappointed face on the thumbnail of that video. I read The Dilemma and it was awful. Like, it just was so bad. So then when I read this, or when I was, granted this, I was like, okay, like, what's it gonna be? Are we gonna be great? Are we gonna be, oh my God, I just wasted, 6 hours of my life? And on the spectrum here, great, horrible, it was like here. On my rating scale, I just gave it a decent but flawed, because it's not awful. Like, it's not awful. It's not terrible. It's a suspense novel of this woman who just gets herself in like this marriage, this sticky situation, and then she gets held hostage. And that's the book. It's her being held hostage, and then some like hopping between that and like past point of views, her past point of view. So then you're kind of like, how did she get in this situation? What happened in her past? I wasn't hating the journey while listening to it, but I was like, okay, come on, like, let's pick it up. Let's go. And it just never got there. But it wasn't terrible. If I had to give it a star rating, I would give it like a 2. But yeah, so, I don't know. I think it's like another miss for me when it comes to B.a Paris, sadly. Saving the best for last here. Saving the best for last, guys. Huge thank you to Simon & Schuster Audio for granting me one of the top 5 books of the year for me so far. And that is The Midnight Club. This book, who is the author? Sorry, I'm looking up here. The Midnight Club by Christopher Pike. It is also now a Netflix show. The audiobook length is 5 hours and 55 minutes, okay? Very short, in my opinion. And Netflix has taken this book and which is not spooky, really. I mean, no, it wasn't. And then Netflix took the book and then added a bunch of spooky elements into it and then just released that a little bit before Halloween. I personally feel like they did a wonderful job with it. I'm not someone that's like, maybe my younger self would have been like, oh my God, like, you changed it so much, blah, 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 blah. But like, I don't know. I'm older now. I'm wiser now. And I think they did a really good job by adding in those spooky elements. I have like, I think an episode and a half. Yes, I'm one of those crazy people that stops an episode like mid-episode because I'm just tired. My husband is always like teasing me about it because he will watch an entire episode. Like, he hates pausing in the middle. But I'm someone that's like totally fine pausing in the middle. But anyways, I have like an episode and a half left and I love it. But this book, it's so good. It is so, like, it's one of those books where like I finished it and I was like, no, like, I just wanted it to keep going. It's just a beautiful book. Since I loved it so much, I want to tell you what it is about. So I'm going to read the synopsis. It says, Rotherham Home was a hospice for young people, a place where teenagers with terminal illnesses went to die. Nobody who checked in ever checked out. It was a place of pain and sorrow, but also, remarkably, a place of humor and adventure. Every night at 12, a group of young guys and girls at the hospice came together to tell stories. They called themselves the Midnight Club, and their stories could be true or false, inspiring or depressing, or somewhere in between. One night, in the middle of a particularly scary story, the teenagers make a secret pact with each other, which says, the first one who dies will do whatever he or she can do to contact us from beyond the grave, to give us proof that there is life after death. Then one of them does die. So I listened to this from Simon & Schuster, like I said, courtesy of Libro FM as well. That is the Audible app in which I listen to, which I love it. It's very similar to like Audible or just other audio apps. And Libro is categorizing this as mystery and thriller and YA fiction, which I would agree with. It's so good. Like on my rating scale, it is a go get this book now, guys. Just go get it now. Go read it. Even if you've watched the show first, read the book still, because it's like they are so vastly different. Oh, absolutely amazing. And then I did see here this, I wanted to shout out these two books that I have just been sent copies of, courtesy of Minotaur Publishing, and they are two books that I'm extremely excited for. So again, I will be reading these next two that I'm talking about sometime in 2022. One of them is extremely hyped up, and that is All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. I was shocked, like so excited that I got sent this ebook because we know that people loved A Flicker in the Dark. I was blanking on the title, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I know where it is though, because it's beautiful. A Flicker in the Dark, this was hyped up on Bookstell. Let me tell you, it was hyped up. I didn't necessarily love it. I think I ended up giving it like a 3.5. But I like All the Dangerous Things. Look at this cover. I'm looking at it now on my screen like, ooh, she fits nice. She's going to fit nice in the shelf. I'll put this back later. The last book I just want to give a shout out to, again, courtesy of Minotaur Publishing, is the third installment in the Finley Donovan series. So Finley Donovan Jumps the Gun. I have loved these books, these two. The first two I listened to on Audible. So this one is going to be my first attempt at actually reading a Finley Donovan book. The publication for this is January 31st. So I have some time to read that one. And then Stacey's book, All the Dangerous Things, that publication is January 10th. So I will do my best to read those before the pub date so I can come on here and share my thoughts with you guys and tell you if it's like, yes, hit that pre-order button. Oh my gosh, how long has the zipper been like this? But yeah, guys, this was a long video. The recording is telling me it's almost 30 minutes, so this will be a long one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As always, it is so much fun to film these videos and chat with you guys. Please chat with me in the comments below. If you're new here, I would love if you could hit that subscribe button and that post notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new bookish related video. Bye, you guys.